This morning, Pokemon Go just announced everything about the next major event, SINNOH Tour. We have the dates, location, and event details and information. And today we're gonna go over everything that has just been confirmed by Pokemon Go. I'm Alex Scum, aka Cheeklate, and welcome to Pokemon Go Ahead. Before we dive into the details for SINNOH Tour, be sure to show your support by subscribing to this channel. And if you want to see some more videos and shorts on Pokemon Go content, be sure to hit the notification bell and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about SINNOH Tour as we're going through the details. They're saying a lot. It's like 6 in the morning, so let's not waste time. Let's dive in. Ladies and gentlemen, the in-person location for SINNOH Tour is going to be in Los Angeles at the Rose Bowl Stadium from February 17th to the 18th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time. Unfortunately, I will not be attending the LA SINNOH Tour as much as I want to go. I have stuff going on. I cannot explain what it is on this channel, unfortunately, but I wish I could go. But we're still gonna go through details, and later on when I get close to SINNOH Tour, we're gonna do a guide and review on how to help you guys out. Since I did go to Home and Tour with Chris last time in Las Vegas, we're going to help you guys out on how to prepare. And it's been like 8 years-ish since I've been at LA, so a lot hasn't probably changed because it is a very big city. I'm not very familiar with Pasadena, but just be very careful when it comes to public transportation and just be very, very aware of your surroundings. Pokemon YouTubers like Mystic7 and Trainer Tips live in LA, so they can give you better tips and advice about what it's like in the city. As we are going through all of this, just to let you know that there is an early bird discount for tickets for the SINNOH Tour. It is $25 right now until December 31st. So if you want to buy your early access tickets, it is $25. And then once that early bird sale is over, it's going to be back at the regular price of $30. So if you want to spend less and you want to save up on other add-ons and other stuff, you better want to get into it. If you buy a ticket for SINNOH Tour in LA for that weekend, you are going to get the following gameplay features and bonuses and other stuff. First of all, you get to choose between Diamond or Pearl. You get to choose a badge. Maybe something might happen with like an increased chance of Origin Forms or more Dialga or Palkia raids. We have Team Go Rocket taking over SINNOH Tour. Didn't we have something like this during the Home and Tour last time? I don't know why this is necessary for Team Go Rocket to just like photobomb and just be in your face and everything. SINNOH Tour should be just SINNOH Tour. We also have a Masterwork Research that can give you a shiny Shaman encounter. That's right. So if you buy a ticket for the Go Tour event, you also get a free Masterwork Research. If you decide not to go to LA, you're doing the global one, which we will talk more about later, have to pay for a $5 Masterwork Research to get the shiny. And do note that the one in global is going to be a lot harder than the LA in-person version. That is the Masterwork Research, and again, guaranteed shiny Shaman for that. I should also mention every remaining Pokemon from the Sinnoh region can be shiny, such as Stunky, Chingling, and the 3 regionals, Chatot, Carnivine, and Pachirisu. You can take SINNOH snapshots. This means that you can take snapshots and get encounters with Turtwig, Piplup, and Chimchar with the Dawn or Lucas hats. Of course, we do have some field research tasks throughout the area. There's also a very special time research called A Tale of Mischief and Misdeeds, and that is going to feature Spiritomb. This is a little bit complicated to explain, but let me clarify it the best I possibly can. Pretty much, you're having a bunch of stops scattering around LA, and there are some special ones that feature Spiritomb. Spin at least 10 of the 108 Pokestops, and you can get an encounter for Spiritomb. I don't know how the path is going to work out. I know that some people had the same situation with every city safari in Mexico City, Barcelona, and South Korea, where you just had to follow a certain path to spend Pokestops to get some EV encounters with the Explorer hat. So this is kind of the same format for Spiritomb. So we'll have to see what that's like, and hopefully some people who participate with that time research can get shiny Spiritomb. The bonuses and add-ons. If you buy a ticket for LA SINNOH Tour, you're going to have 1/2 hatch distance. You're going to have up to 6 special trades, 1/2 Stardust cost. You're also going to have up to 9 free raid passes and increased chance of shiny Pokemon in the wild. In addition, I'm not going to go through too many details about the add-ons for the Sinnoh Tour because they're kind of the same with the previous tour and Go Fest. The Enthusiast will give you some extra bonuses like less distance and extra XP in Stardust and candy depending on the Pokemon you hatch for $15. Raid Lover is going to give you more XP bonuses and extra free raid passes if you buy a $15 pack for the Raid Lover. And finally, a $20 ticket for citywide experience. Pretty much you just pick an extra day to play around the city and you can encounter any Pokemon from any habitat, just kind of like with Go Fest's city experience. I wish we would have had something like that for Home and Tour, although we had a little bit of that for like a few hours downtown Las Vegas. Raid bosses include Dialga, Palgia for 5-star raids. In 1-star raids, we have Turtwig, Piplup, and Chimchar. Baby Pokemon in 2-kilometer eggs will include Badoo, Chingling, Bonsly, Mime Jr., Happiny, Munchlax, Riolu, and Mantike. Chingling is going to be the brand new shiny. You also have rare shinies like Munchlax, Riolu, and Mantike, and Mime Jr. Considering that Mime Jr. is only exclusive in 5-kilometer eggs in Europe. So the fact that LA is in the United States, this will be a rare shiny to go after in 2-kilometer eggs instead of 5. In 5-kilometer eggs, we have Stunky, which is a brand new shiny, as well as Gibble and more. And then finally, in 10-kilometer eggs are going to feature Pokemon that are regionals and their new shinies. We have Chatot, Carnivine, and Pachirisu, and those 3 can be shiny if you're lucky. We also have spawns for each habitat for the LA Sinnoh Tour. The first one is called Entangled Ruins. These are the following spawns: Pikachu with the Dawn Hat, Tangela, Eevee, Mischievous, Nosepass, Roselia, Duskull, Turtwig, Kricketot, Burmy Cloak, Combi, Cherubi, Bronzor, and more. Next, we have another habitat called the Seaside Metropolis. This will also feature Pikachu with the Dawn Hat, Magnemite, Porygon, Ralts, Piplup, Starly, Bidoof, Trash Cloak, Burmy, Weasel, Shelloshbo Sea, West and East, Drifloon, Glameow, Finneon, and more. The Bubbly Mire habitat will feature the following Pokemon: Pikachu with the Lucas Hat, Apom, Yama, Gligar, Shanks, Cranidos, Shieldon, Stunky, Burmy, Sandy Cloak, Gibble, Hippopotise, Skorupi, Krogong, and more. And finally, the last habitat is called the Hot Mountain Springs. This will feature the following Pokemon: Pikachu with the Lucas Hat, Lickitung, Rhyhorn, Magmar, Eevee, Togetic, Murkrow, Sneasel, Swinub, Snorunt, Chimchar, Baneri, Snover, and more. And finally, in Incense, we do have all 5 unknowns that spell the word Sinnoh. We have H-I-N-O and S. These are not new shinies by any means. However, if you need a shiny unknown letter that you're missing out on, this would be a great opportunity to go after it. For me personally, I still need to go after the shiny unknown H because I didn't get it last year during the Hoenn Tour. We are going to discuss about the global version of Sinnoh Tour. Once again, this is on February 24th to the 25th. This is the one that we will do for sure, and it's going to be for free, so you don't need to buy a ticket whatsoever. However, you do have to buy a $5 ticket for the Masterwork Research for Shiny Shaman, and it's going to be way more difficult to complete comparing to the LA version. Pretty much bonuses are pretty much the same, except they had no mention about an increased shiny rate, which there most likely is. It's just not as drastically as high as the in-person location in LA, and they didn't mention anything about any free raid passes for the not in-person, global, excuse me. But the other bonuses that we mentioned earlier for the in-person event are going to come to the same: the special trades, the Stardust, and the egg hatching. Thank goodness, because I need the hatch distance to get those 5 and 10 kilometer eggs, especially with super incubators. They also said that the raid bosses are kind of the same, except they added 3-star raid bosses with Torterra, Infernape, and Empoleon. And finally, the spawns in different habitats are kind of named differently, and they're all kind of slightly scattered. So they're almost kind of similar to the in-person, but we're still going to go through them either way. The first one is called the Bustling Boardwalk, and these are the following spawns for this habitat: both Pikachus with the Lucas and Dawn hats, Magnemite, Porygon, Ralts, Piplup, Starly, Bidoof, Trash Cloak, Burmy, Weasel, East Sea Shellos, West Sea Shellos, Drifloon, Glameow, Finneon, and more. The next habitat is going to be called Ancient Groves. These will be the following spawns during this habitat: Tangela, Eevee, Mischievous, Nosepass, Roselia, Turtwig, Burmese, Plantclo, Kricketot, Combee, Cherubi, and Bronzor, and more. Next habitat is called Toxic Digs. This is going to feature both the Pikachus, both with the Lucas and the Dawn hats, Apom, Yema, Gligar, Duskull, Shinx, Cranidos, Shieldon, Sandy Cloak, Burmese, Stunky, Gibble, Hippopotas, Skorupi, Krogunk, and more. And the final habitat for the global Sinnoh tour is going to be called the Geothermal Lagoon. This will feature Lickitung, Rhyhorn, Magmar, Eevee, Togetic, Murkrow, Swinub, Snorunt, Chimchar, Buneary, Snover, and more. I should also mention for the global tour version of Sinnoh, it's going to be rotating habitat hours. We don't know which hour is going to be for what for each habitat, but those are the rotating habitats for the Sinnoh Global Tour. And that's everything we know so far about Sinnoh Tour in Pokemon Go. So yes, there has not been any mentions about Origin Dialga or Palkia, but they will most likely be featured since they are the mascots of Diamond and Pearl. No information about Arceus or Manaphy or Phione, and as I was talking about the snapshots, I noticed that we didn't have any confirmation about Rotom, because although, yes, Rotom normally comes during Go Fest, Go Tour, especially for Sinnoh, should feature Rotom. So I don't understand why Rotom is not mentioned. This is my major concern about Sinnoh Tour after going through all this. We should have every single Sinnoh region Pokemon mentioned during this Sinnoh Tour event if we want to complete the Sinnoh Pokédex. If we completed the first 3 gens and completed Generation 5 months ago, and we don't have information about the Mythicals and all the Rotom forms for a Sinnoh event, then what's the point of having a Sinnoh tour? I don't know if they're just like pulling out a surprise and be like, oh, we're gonna have Arceus and stuff. So I don't know, we'll just have to wait for a couple months. I know that it's not gonna change my opinion about buying an in-person ticket, because like, I can't go regardless, but I feel like a lot of people would be skeptical about not buying it if Arceus is not featured. That'd be kind of silly to not feature the god of all Pokemon from Generation 4 in a Generation 4 paid event. Manaphy and Phione, I feel like their story is kind of different. I feel like they may be featured for an event before. Maybe they might feature it during Go Fest. I have no idea. One more thing. They have mentioned and more a lot from the spawns, and they pretty much listed almost every single spawn from Sinnoh. So my guess is they might do 2 of the following things. Number 1, they can add some evolutions of Pokemon spawns from those habitats. Or number 2, they can drop Hisuian forms and Pokemon from the Hisui region to get shinies. I think the Hisui one's more of a long stretch, but why else are we having the Timeless Travel event in Hisui? Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you thought all this was very informational, please subscribe once again. And if we ever do get some more details about Sinnoh Tour later in the year or next year, then be sure to hit the notification bell to be notified. Once again, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about Sinnoh Tour. We'll be back with some more videos. We will see you guys next time. Peace out.